Hey y'all, it's Coach K, and I want to welcome you to episode 27 of the Level Up with Coach K podcast. Today we're going to be talking about coming full circle or having a full circle moment. Y'all stay tuned.
Oh no! I don't get it. It's okay. We get it.
I was like, yes, Lord, come on with the cancellations.
Ooh, we going in it. Now just kidding.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm black. Am I good?
He's with the best of them. And he's one of my favorite men to emphasize.
that entrance sounds like much more than who I actually am.
The term full circle can mean many different things to many different people. But when I hear the word full circle, I always think of like a wedding ring or like different cycles of life or pivotal moments in your life. And I just so happen to have had a full circle moment today, y'all. I'm infamous for writing everything down and creating like lists and different type of like goal sheets. I hold on to my notebooks from years and years and years ago. I really don't have no reason why. I'm not a hoarder, y'all, I promise. But when it comes to like notebooks and stuff, I always keep them because I like to refer back to them. And today I was looking for a notebook because I wanted to have a fresh book to write my new visions in and my new goals in. And I ran across notebooks that I wrote in from 2014 to 2017. And I felt the Holy Spirit tell me, look at those books, like look through that real quick, just like scan through them and see what you see. And I just was like looking at all of the stuff that I was mentally seeing, like the visions I was seeing, the goals and the visions and the dreams that God deposited in my mind. I wrote them down in those notebooks. And for about an hour, I read through a lot of my notebooks from years ago. And I was in shock and awe at the level of imagination that I allowed myself to have, and seeing all the things that I wrote in those years and thinking about what I am and what I'm doing right now is amazing because I'm literally living the things that I wrote down. So I was looking in the notebook and it said life coaching program, and it also said podcast, and it blew my mind, y'all. Like I had a whole full circle moment because I was like, who did I think I was back then? Like just dreaming. I was literally just dreaming out loud. And as I thumbed through the notebooks, I started to see all of the things that God was pouring into my heart and into my spirit. And it caused me to really get emotional a little bit because I was like, wow, the things that he was pouring into me, I had no idea that they were going to come to fruition, or I had no idea how they were going to come to fruition, but I knew that I knew that I knew. And I really understand now more than ever how important it is for you to have enough faith to write it down, have enough faith to say it out loud and like talk about it, even though things aren't in alignment or they're not aligned yet and you don't have everything together. Like looking back at the things that God was telling me that he was grooming me for. And at that time, I had no idea how I was going to do any of those things. I didn't have any resources. I didn't have any guidance on how I was going to attain those things. But my spirit was telling me to write it down. And my spirit told me that this will come to pass one day. But in 2014, I was really putting myself in position to become who I thought God was telling me I was. And I feel like that is a lesson that we all have to go through in like a breaking point moment where we have to surrender and like give God all the control. For me, 2014 was that year. So this is episode 27 of the Level Up with Coach K podcast. And I think it's so amazing and interesting that I had a full circle moment on this day of me recording this episode. The number 27 is very significant to me in my life because it represents a moment in time when I truly started believing in me and believing in the gifts and the mission that God gave me. When I turned 27, That was the year that I released my first book. It was the year when I really started loving myself. And it was my golden birthday. I turned 27 on June 27th. And it was a magical year. Now, here I sit, 33 years old, and I'm looking back on are seeing visions of those moments. And it's amazing to me. I'm an entrepreneur. Have always been entrepreneur minded, and I still struggle with financing. I still struggle with resources, struggle to have everything that I need to, pursue all of the visions that God has given me. But I don't let that discourage me from trying and preparing. And my whole reason for telling y'all this story or telling y'all about this is to inspire you to have enough faith to write it down at least. Even if you don't know how you're going to do it, that's not what God asking you to do. He asking you to see the vision, accept it, and get started. Work on something. Be consistent. Do something every day that's going to put you in a position to eventually get to where you're trying to get. As I was looking through the notebooks, I noticed the notes that I took from my life coaching training classes. And we always talk about how you should invest in yourself, make sure you continue to educate yourself and learn about different things to diversify your portfolio and, all that good stuff. You want to make sure you're doing that. And I was thinking about how just in 2014, I invested $1,200 in myself to learn more about life coaching. And now I have a life coaching business. And so as I was sitting down on that couch reading these notes, I really started to think about how crazy I must have sounded when I was writing this stuff down and talking to people about it. But I want to show y'all some of the stuff I said. Fall 2015, y'all see that? Fall 2015. I said podcast, blogging, start my business, websites and blogs. Right here, I don't know if y'all excuse my handwriting too, it was really raggedy. 11th Hour Flowers, Level 27 Coaching, and Memoirs of Virtue Publishing. I was even writing down how I was gonna do my starter pack, talking about the breakdown of the lessons and stuff. I was talking about pricing, y'all, pricing and consulting fees. It's crazy. Looking at them prices now, I was like, ooh, girl, you was tripping. But I had no idea, what I was supposed to be doing. So I just was having enough faith to write it down. So I'm saying all this to say that whenever God gives you a vision or whenever you have this feeling in your gut and in your heart that you know it's going to happen, you just don't know when, I want you to listen to that instead of listening to the world and listening to society. You have the power to manifest everything that God shows you. You have the power to really make it happen. Everything that I wrote down in those books, well, the majority of everything that I wrote down in those books, I'm currently living or striving to get it. And it's only by the grace of God that I've been able to get as far as I've gotten. There's so many things that I still have to work on, but I didn't let my circumstances stop me from starting. And so my whole message for this episode is just to inspire you to write it down, to look up information, to prepare, to make different mock-ups of what you would charge and how you want things to be set up. Break it down to the smallest detail. Doing this is important because as you wait, you can be preparing yourself and educating yourself. And also having the vision written down makes it very clear, and it helps you to know how to play, how to move, how to make adjustments, and how to maneuver throughout your journey. So the more you know about what you want, the better. God gives you the vision and the power and the strength to do things, but it's up to you to use your free will and your knowledge and your faith to, water the vision, like water the seed that he gave you. And if you don't take the time to prepare for the moment, or if you don't take the time to educate yourself on that realm or that field, you may fumble the gift. You may fumble the vision. So as you get in the headspace to write down your goals, or as you get the visions, make sure that you document it and then utilize that information to go look up more information and go down the rabbit hole. Keep going down the rabbit hole until you find even more information to help you work towards that goal. We live in a world of information, and the biggest problem with that is that it's so easily accessible, but we don't apply it to our lives. And that's where we mess up. We have access to everything that we can need on the computers, on our phones, like on our tablets. You have access to the World Wide Web. So that means that you have access to limitless information. But that information means absolutely nothing if you do not apply it to your life and if you do not prepare yourself to utilize it and move forward. We're playing chess, not checkers. And that's the simplest way to put it. Like, if you hear any entrepreneur talk, like any of the ones that are successful, your Master P's, your P. Diddy's, your Oprah Winfrey, different celebrities are business owners that are successful. They'll tell you that they play chess, not checkers, meaning they know what they want. They have mapped it out to the best of their ability. They're educated on that topic, and they are well aware of the probabilities of failure and success. And they make moves based off of those projections. All I'm trying to say is, if you have a goal in mind, if you have a vision and you really, really want it, I need you to take the time to do the preparation process and allow yourself to trust the process. It's going to take time to get to where you're trying to get. Different people elevate at different times. Different types of businesses elevate at different times. But the whole point is to stay consistent and to do the small things. Do the small things. That was the theme of the week. Do the small things. I promise you, if you do that when you least expect it, you're going to be prompted to go look at that stuff, and you're going to have a full circle moment like I did today. It's inspiring, like, for real, to see how much grace God has put on our lives, and like how something as innocent as writing it down can help you to understand the importance of faith and the importance of doing the small things. I'm so grateful that I had this moment today, and I hope that I'm not rambling too much for y'all. I hope that this was helpful, and that you understand that no dream is too big or too small, and your life is not determined by other people. It's not determined by your family's history or the circumstances that you're currently in. It's determined by your work ethic, your vision, your determination, and your ability to pivot and adjust. So as we get ready to end 2020, I want you to take the time to really sit down, talk to God, ask him what he wants from you. What does he want you to go after? What word theme and goals does he want you to like focus on? And really just like let yourself dream. Just let yourself dream. It's okay. Like, dreams cost nothing. But one of the greatest things that you can continue to nurture and possess is your imagination. Childlike imagination is the best thing you could possibly have, because kids have no limitations. They have no barriers in their mind or in their imagination until the world places it in there. I want you all to dig up your childhood imagination, and I want you to take your guidance from God and let yourself dream and write them down so that you can have a mind-blowing moment that will reignite your inspiration and cause you to create even more great stuff. God wants you to be in the position to provide for your family. He wants you to be in the position to be fruitful and multiply and also be a blessing to others. And sometimes we get in the way of those things, and we get in the way of it because of our pride and our disobedience. And I will sit here and tell you that I am not where I want to be yet, but I am not stopping until I get there. And even when I get there, I'm going to still be looking to the sky and be like, what's next, God? For those of you who are wanting some direction on how to prepare for 2021 or like walk through your goals and everything, I've created a vision board preparation package that's available on my website. If you are on Instagram, you can just click the link in the bio, or you can go to www.level27coaching.com. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Stay focused, keep grinding, and respect the process. I'm Coach K. Come subscribe to our website at level27coaching.com. And also follow us on all social media platforms at Level 27 Coaching. All right. I love y'all. Be blessed, and I will talk to y'all later.